right, 22 minutes now after 7 on your Tuesday morning. And as promised, we have Canton City Councilman at Large Joe Cole in studio with us this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so glad you could come down and visit. We always like to have folks.
Yes, everyone's staying warm?
We're trying our best we can, right? Yes. Oh, my gosh. So let's talk about this storm, because I know it was something new and different for the city of Canton under Mayor Bill Scherer. So tell me how things went.
Yes, I think for many of our friends in the city, they probably thought back to memories of the winter of 78. But it was a horrendous storm. At some reports, it was coming down an inch an hour at the height of the storm. And I'm just very proud of the city's response. Mayor Bill Scherer led from the front, shoulder to shoulder with all of our departments. It was all hands on deck. We know that, for example, Market was plowed 30 times due to the snowfall. It was a real emergency, and it was nice to see the city come together and work so hard. Not only the streets departments under Director Hyman, all of the departments pitched in. All trucks were going 12-hour shifts. We know that we had 5,600 miles logged, and if you include the other vehicles from the other departments, it's well over 10,000.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the work was incredible.
Yeah.
The city just coming together, and what I would like to say, we're still in very dangerously cold temperatures. And I know school is out, but we are at our best in Canton when we face a crisis. Shoulder to shoulder with one another, working hard together. I would suggest checking in on our neighbors. Young people, as long as you are bundled up, get out there. If you can help shovel, if you have a snowblower and you have a neighbor that does it, that means a big difference for some of our elderly citizens. If you could get out there, give a hand. Our efforts are now going to focus more on the downtown area. We're big proponents of the city. Our focus is residents. That's why we were so emphatic about getting these roads cleared. You'll start seeing that downtown now. That's where our efforts will focus today. We still have our warming shelters. Those will continue. Mayor Scherer was actually providing more cots. I mean, you talk about leading from the front again, leadership by example, out there putting, late at night, getting the cots. I mean, that really resonates with our city employees. That makes them want to go above and beyond. And we're just seeing that all across the city. It's quite a sight to see. I'm very proud. This all hands on deck, boy, city came together and we faced a challenge and we accomplished it.
Yeah, and I told you.
It's not over, but
Right.
All signs are very positive.
I noticed it. I didn't know why. I didn't know why it was different than in the past, but now I know, obviously. And it was there was a lot of really good things, and obviously not. Like the mayor said, you can't make everybody happy. You're doing your best, and their city workers are getting to all the places in the city and making sure that folks are safe and, keeping the roads safe as possible as well.
Absolutely. And as you just mentioned, the dangerously cold temperatures, we're still going to have our warming shelters, Duber, St. Paul's on Tusk. We'll keep those going as needed because we don't want anyone, especially some of our most vulnerable citizens, experiencing this terrible, terrible temperatures.
So the actions by the mayor and, all of the city workers, this doesn't just translate during a storm. I mean, this is kind of how it's working all the time, right?
They've been planning this, making sure our salt supplies at record levels. This was all very strategic so that in case, because it's often a matter of, it's going to happen, right? We know that these things are going to happen. And proper planning, that long-term vision, that's what you're seeing with this administration and the whole efforts of the city. It's really remarkable. I've not seen it in my lifetime.
So as we look past the storm and, economic development and things in the neighborhoods, what kinds of things are you looking forward to?
Well, I just think what's so incredible is the street paving. I mean, we talk a lot about economic development, and sometimes we're at the mercy of outsiders with that. And that doesn't really sit well with me. It's one of the things I campaigned on. Let's use the talents that are here. And we're seeing that in terms of the quality of life issues, making sure our streets are paved, making sure that if we have these terrible potholes that can damage vehicles, that those are getting corrected. Like I shared with you prior to coming on, I've lived in Canton almost 30 years and just recently got my street paved. These are the things that we're talking about, the commitment to getting in and getting the alleys paved. Many of our residents utilize those daily, and that's been a huge burden to them over the years to have these inadequate streets. This is the commitment. It's a quality of life issue. It doesn't really matter what new company from some other place is coming in. If you can't get out of your street,
Right.
or if your street hasn't been paved, or all these other issues that we're talking about, it's about the neighborhoods, it's about the quality of life of our residents. And I just want to reiterate, it's still dangerously cold. This is, some estimates, going to maybe last for another week or so,
Yeah.
and beyond.
Right.
So we got to be very mindful. I just encourage everyone to stay very safe. Check in, once again, check in. We have elderly citizens within our neighborhood. We're a legacy city, and making sure that your neighbor is safe. Once again, if you can go out there, help them. I mean, if they need some check in on them. If they need help getting their driveway cleared, if you are physically able to do it, please do so. I think that's when we're the strongest, and it just builds tighter community bonds, and that's what we need here.
Right.
That's the goal. It makes, once again, this all gets back to quality of life issues.
And before I let you go, if there are folks out there, you're a councilman at large. If there are folks out there that have questions or need something, they can contact you,
Absolutely.
Right?
You can contact me. I have my cell phone on me directly. It's my only phone. You can contact me day or night. I always want to be responsive. My number is 330-327-2346. If you weren't able to get that down, or you just want to look it up later, obviously I'm on the City of Canton's City Council's website. But just like all members, we want to be very responsive. We work for you. We want to make sure we're responsive to your needs. We want to make sure if there's an issue that you're experiencing, that you are met with the response that you deserve. And just a sidebar, we just recently approved a lobbyist for us down in Columbus because we weren't getting the services that we needed, and that is so critical. And what I really like about that is when we met the lobbyists, they gave everyone their phone number. That communication, that open line is so important. And that is going to help us if there's anything that we need to be made aware of. I mean, Mayor Scheer has led the fight in terms of the problems that we're having with funding of education and the recent cuts, which obviously hit really true to my heart. My profession, my 9 to 5 is lifelong educator, and the fact that he picked up that mantle was very impressive. So a lot of good things going on. We're just going to keep working hard for you.
And we'll have you back in. You can give us some more updates throughout the year.
I'd love to. Thank you for having me.
Thanks,
it's been
Joe.
a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is.